Today we're going to check out a free video editor with all the professional tools built in and an extremely small footprint, perfect for underpowered PCs. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside. That smokiness, guys. So good, so good. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is going to be a photo tech kind of day. So we're going to be looking at an NLE or a nonlinear editor, a video editor. I've gotten a lot of questions recently about what editor you're currently using. If you don't remember, I did the Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series where I went away from Adobe and I deleted all Adobe software at that time. So instead of using Premiere Pro, I had to move to something else. Well, the something else that I'm currently using is DaVinci Resolve. But a lot of folks out there have said, listen, I don't have a powerful PC, number one, I want to use it on a laptop, or I just want to do some drone footage. I don't want to have to learn a whole bunch to be able to get it to happen. And while DaVinci Resolve is really good, it is a professional piece of software. I think it's as good as Final Cut or Premiere or anything else. Matter of fact, it was one of the softwares we originally used for doing color grading because it was amazing. We would move footage from Final Cut or from Premiere over to DaVinci Resolve just to do the color grading and then back because it was so good. Now we just use it for everything. But the software that we found here that I think that you should take a look at if you are one of these people that just need to do some video editing and don't want to spend any money to do it and still have all of the professional tools built into it, this is definitely the software for you to check out and see if you like it. It's called VideoProc Vlogger. Now, I never heard of it before, but it came up on my radar. I'm like, well, let me test this out. And if I think it's pretty good, I will recommend it to you. So this is what we did today. First, I'm going to give you a list of all the different things that this thing can do, all those professional grade tools. And if they are of interest to you, they'll keep watching the video. If they are not, well, then you can just stop immediately. If they are, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you me editing some software. I basically just took the vlog that I just did, I threw it onto the timeline and just did some of the things that I would normally do to cut and edit the vlog. That's like changing the audio up a little bit and do the different cuttings here and there, throw on some green screen little pop-ups and this type of thing. I show you how I do it, but now using this software. And then finally, I'll give you my commentary. What do I think about it? What is the good? What is the bad? Is it something that you should check out? Who should check it out? Who should not? This type of thing. The normal that I do with all of these videos. So let's dive right into it. To start out with is speed ramping. This is something that I found to be extremely powerful in this software. Now, once again, I've used Final Cut and Premiere and all the rest of them, even DaVinci. Speed ramping is never easy. With this software, it is extremely easy. So that's really good. It has that built in. Also, it does have color grading. Now, like I said before, I do color grading in DaVinci Resolve. Is this as good as DaVinci Resolve? No. It doesn't have as many features. But the thing is, once again, this software is not for a professional that is trying to make a cinematic movie. It's just made for someone to jump in and be able to do stuff very simply. So number one, it does allow for precise color grading, which a lot of the software out there really doesn't. It's kind of like hit or miss. It also allows for 3D LUTs or color filters to be used. That makes it really easy to be able to just throw a LUT onto a specific piece of footage and not have to worry about anything else. The LUT is going to make that color grade easy because it's just a simple click and now it is all the same. It's perfect. VideoProc Vlogger also allows you to use log as well as raw files. It will also allow you to do degraining or denoising. So if you have some really good footage that you want to use, but it's a little bit noisy because maybe the sun was going down, it will denoise it for you. So that is really nice. That is one of those one-click things and then drag a slider to get it exactly the way you want it. Thumbs up on that one. Also, green screen. A lot of folks out there want to do some type of video edit where they have a green screen. Now, the green screen could be them, right? Whereas they want to be now introduced into their footage. Maybe they're doing gaming and they just want their head at the bottom green screened out. Well, this will do it, and it will do it in spades. Really super simple. I would have to say this was probably, I would even venture to say, the best green screening technology I've seen in a long time. You just simply click the button, it just figures it out, and then highlight whatever the color of the green screen is, and it's done. Now, I use the green screening a little bit different because I will build pop-ups that you see come into the screen, but I will do these pop-ups with a green screen background. So then later on, I could just throw them on the footage, then throw a green screen over it, and now they're perfect. It's almost like a PNG, right? Where you just have a no background type of thing, a transparent. That's the same thing that this thing does. It does it that well. Anyways, I'll show you that, matter of fact, when we get into the footage. Now, when it comes to audio, it does give you basic audio. It's good enough. It gives you a 10-band EQ, which is pretty powerful. It also has something that's really interesting. It has this audio analyzer, a beat analyzer, so that you can like match the music to the beat, and it will actually time it, and you can move. Anyways, it gets really pretty detailed, but it's very simple to do. So if you're looking to do that and match, let's say, your footage to a beat, well, this will do it for you. Also, VideoProc has a few more built-in tools that some of you guys are going to want. Number one, it has this fisheye removal. So if you're doing DJI footage or you're doing GoPro footage or whatever, usually you end up with this fisheye look. Well, this thing will remove that fisheye for you, just with a simple click of a button and a slide of a slider. It will also do time lapse. A lot of you guys want to do like time lapse, sun up, sun down, maybe a seed germinating, whatever. This will also do it for you. So once you have that time lapse done for you, then you can get in there and really get more detailed with it to do speed ramps and color grades and all kinds of other stuff to it. Very cool. Also, it has voiceover built into it. So if you want to take your footage, let's say you're showing someone something and you want to do a voiceover of it. When I'm in DaVinci Resolve, I have to actually take a track and now do all kinds of things to the track to be able to do a voiceover. Set the input and the output chain, and then turn off the audio so it's not coming through my speakers, and then activate it, record it. The way you do it, it is very convoluted, but it is more professional because there's a lot more that you can do with it. Whereas this is just simply basic. Hit a gray record button, it turns red, you're recording. Hit it again, it turns gray, and now you're not. Very, very super stupid simple. It also allows you to add text to your footage, like call to actions or highlighting a specific segment or whatever you want to do. You can add text to it. So the question, of course, is this VideoProc Vlogger any good? Well, we're going to dive right into it right now. I'm going to throw some footage onto the timeline, and then we'll see. Let's get to it. It looks just like any other NLE or nonlinear editor. Down here, we have video track, overlay track, effect track, audio track, subtitle track. So I'm just going to drag this footage right into here. So the size of this file is 13 gigabytes. I wanted to get something large so that it had to work at it. The duration of this, I believe it's almost half an hour or so. And if you hover over it, you can see the audio. Let's hit play.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside.
So the playback is really smooth. We're not seeing any glitching or anything, and the sound is exactly how it should be. Now, I have an audio file that I would normally use instead of using the audio that's coming out of the camera. So let's go ahead and drop in our audio. Now what we're going to have to do is match our audio to the other track. This is already pretty close to being matched. Let's look at the good audio compared to the audio from the camera. There we go. Now if we shut the camera audio off completely.
Again, joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside.
Perfect. All right, now out of the camera, right out of the Sony, it ends up being a little bit of a wash. We can go and select this entire clip and then go to color. And now we have a whole bunch of presets, or we can dial it in ourselves. As far as the color is fine. I don't need to add any blue, yellow, magenta, or green. We're going to leave this all the same. The exposure, I'll probably bump it up just a little bit. Contrast a lot of bit because you can see how it was washed before. That's looking a little bit better. Saturation, we will leave alone. Highlights, I think we're good with that. Shadows, you can see we can move it this way, that way. We will leave that alone also. We'll bring that down to 0. And whites, we can move our whites up, back and forth. We don't need to play with that. I think that's a pretty good picture. Is it perfect? No, but it's close enough for what we're trying to do here. Let's hit apply. And as you can see, it is definitely better than the way it was before.
The fireside. That smokiness of the lap sun, guys. So
perfect. So let's go ahead and do a couple of edits. Let's go to the very beginning. So if there's something that we want to take out.
We're going to be talking about video a lot, but it is a tech day. Today we're going to be talking about how to get around.
So if I want to take this out right here.
Tech day. We're going to be talking about video.
Right. So I move the playhead to here. What we want to do is split all because we want to split right down all the different tracks. So let's go ahead and click split all right to here. And we're going to get rid of this.
We're talking about
here.
Video.
We're talking about video, blah, blah, blah. We're going to come to here. I hit split. And then if I just highlight this video and I hit delete the video track, it snaps everything right back. Now on the audio track, it's slightly different. If you just hit delete, it leaves that empty space there. If I hit shift delete, now it snaps it back. That's exactly what we want to do. So for audio, you hit shift delete. For the video, you just hit delete.
Today we're going to be talking about how to get around the Starlink data caps.
So now if I wanted to show the thumbnail, what we could do is drag the thumbnail that I already created. Let me go ahead and put it into here. And now this is going to be an additional asset. So this is going to be an overlay track. I can bring this down to here. So when I'm saying,
today we're going to be talking about how to get around the Starlink data caps.
And that's it. We want it to stop here. So let's move this back right here. So this is where it's going to show. And now what we want to do is change the size of this, which is super simple. That's all that we have to do is come back into here. We click on it and now it's going to ask you for the size, right? We can just simply click right here and we have these bounding boxes. We can pull that over to here, snap it there, and then snap it to here. And that is it. Now when we play it, it looks like this.
Talking video today is a tech day. Today we're going to be talking about how to get around the Starlink data caps. I'm going to give you a bunch of tips.
And that's it. Very, very smooth. It's super simple, right? Now, how about if we want to zoom in? We can do that also. So we can go to motion. Go ahead and put a keyframe at the very beginning, right here. We'll put a keyframe there. And then we'll put a keyframe all the way at the end. On this keyframe, we want it to be the full size. So let's go ahead and drag this all the way over to here. So it will start, this will be frame 1. And now if we go over to frame 2, we can see where it is. So what this shows is it's going to zoom in all the way this tight. We don't want it that tight. So let's back this off. And then we'll maybe zoom about this amount. So it's not that much, just a little bit of a zoom, maybe right to here. I think that looks pretty good. Let's hit apply. And now this is baked in. So when we play this.
Talking video today is a tech day. Today we're going to be talking about how to get around the Starlink data caps. I'm going to give you a bunch.
That's it. Very smooth, very nice. This is what is really cool about this software is there's not like a lot to it. You can just jump into here, even if you've never edited before, and be able to figure this out. So let's say I want to add something that I normally would in my other videos, maybe subscribe to the channel. So let's drag that in. It is a green screen subscribe button, okay? So if we bring this down into our overlays, let's say we want it to come in right around here. Let's go ahead and move this bounding box all the way to full screen because it should be just like that. And now that's all that we need to do is go into our chroma key and knock this green out. Let's come down to chroma key and then click enable chroma key, and it already did it for us. I don't know if it's perfect or not, but that's okay. It looks pretty good already. And then we have tolerance and smoothness. Let's go ahead and just run it and see how it looks so far without having to do anything.
Data usage, or as I call it, data bleed.
That's not bad. We can see the yellow is kind of mucky here a little bit. We can change the tolerance and we can just move this tolerance up or down. Now we can see there's like a little box around this. We want to get rid of that. What's all we have to do is just back it down just slightly. But if we go too low, now we can see the yellow disappears. Let's just move it up a little bit, just to about to here. That looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and run that and see what it looks like.
Data usage, or as I call it, data bleed. A lot of the devices that you currently have in your home.
And that's it. Very, very simple. That is just so easy. And like I said, I can bring assets that I was using with my other software package, which is DaVinci Resolve, and now use them here in VideoProc Vlogger. That really makes things simple. Now, another thing that's powerful with this tool is it does allow you to use PNGs. So if I do like a thumbs up, I just bring this over to here. I have a picture of a thumbs up with a transparent background. If I bring this down to here, do you see what happens? Now we actually have this right here and there is no background. We do not have to do any type of green screen or anything because it is a PNG and it has no background to begin with. So this is really, really nice. So once we're doing this and we get to this point,
maybe a cup of coffee,
boom,
hanging out, talking.
The little thumbs up pops up. So when I say, listen, give me a thumbs up if you do like the video, we could just pop this up. Now, maybe we want to add some music at the very beginning. Let's go ahead and go all the way to the beginning where we start this whole thing. And let's play this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me.
Let me go ahead and bring a track over. There we go. And then I will drag it down to here. Now, as you can see, it wants to drag it onto the audio track to add it to here. We don't want to do that. So what we want to do is go to audio track, hit plus, and now it will create another audio track. And now we bring our audio down to here, and there we go. So if we just hit play, you can hear the volume on it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me.
Obviously, that's way too loud. So now we can change this whatever level we want it to play at. Let's say really soft in the background. Let's go ahead and try right around 18% maybe. Let's see.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fires.
I like that. So that just adds a little bit more production value to what we're doing here. So now if we look at what we got so far, we have a main track, we have overlay tracks, we have the audio track that we dubbed on top of our original audio track that came from the camera, which is complete garbage. So that would be our scratch audio would be from the camera, and our quote unquote professional audio would be here on the audio track. We sync the audio together, and now we have another audio track for just some background music at whatever level we want it to be. We can have it fade in, fade out, whatever we want to do. So there is, once again, a ton that you can do with this. And I'm just basically scratching the surface here. So what are my final thoughts about this VideoProc Vlogger? Well, let me say that I thought it was amazing that you can throw, doesn't matter if it's 1080p or 4K video onto the timeline and it just plays it back smoothly. I thought that was very impressive. Also, as you know, I'm using DaVinci Resolve currently for all of my video editing. Now, this software I think is very comparable to that when it comes to functionality. Does it have all of the detailed nuances? Of course not, because this I don't gear as a professional grade piece of software. I think this is very much so an amateur or even pro-am piece of software. But what is really amazing to me is that if you do not need that level of granularity as you would through Premiere or using Final Cut or, for me, DaVinci Resolve, I think that it has so much that you can do with it with so many different tools for a free piece of software. I really thought that it was amazing. In the past, I've found that a lot of free video editors, they would crash all the time. Video editing is not easy. Designing the software to actually work with all the different video cards and all of the back-end stuff, there's a lot to it. So I think that for what this is as a free piece of software, I think it's pretty incredible. The one thing that I didn't like, there's always got to be something, and that is the way that it implements text. To add text to video, I just don't like it. I think that it could be done so much better. I think the engineers, the software people behind the scenes could definitely relook at that and look at other software that's out there, other video editors, and maybe copy what they're doing. Because the way that is, I personally don't like it. Can you add text to your video? Absolutely. To me, is it a little bit more difficult? Yes. That said, I really do think that this software would really hit home with the majority of would-be vloggers out there. It doesn't matter if you are someone that does drone footage or if you're doing something what I'm doing, like a talking head or whatever the case might be. This software will definitely do the job, and it does it easily, let's say. A lot of just click here and click there without having to learn a lot. A lot of you guys have asked what kind of editor is out there that is very simple to edit, and it is free. And I definitely think that this VideoProc Vlogger is that. Now, the one thing that I really thought was amazing with this is the size, the footprint. And that's why I said at the very beginning that the footprint of this was very small. And I think that it is very conducive to using it on a slower PC, maybe a laptop or something that doesn't have a ton of horsepower. And the reason being is if you were to download this software for Windows, it's 141 megabytes and 144 megabytes if you're downloading the OS X version, right? The Mac version. That is tiny, guys, tiny. 140 megs? Are you kidding me? I just don't know how they added so many professional tools into this software at 140 megabyte download. It's just crazy to me. So it is extremely lightweight. And like I said before, it plays just flawlessly. It doesn't matter if it's 1080p or 4K. So that is really, really quite impressive. So if you have a slower computer or even a powerful computer, I do think that you should give this a shot. Once again, it is free, number one. Number two, it is extremely small. You literally download it in a couple of minutes, throw it on your PC, throw it on your Mac, and edit some footage. And then let me know, let all of us know what you think about it. I think that is a really good piece of software. Am I going to use this instead of DaVinci Resolve? No, because there's a lot of things that I do with DaVinci Resolve that I'm not going to be able to do with this because I use it professionally. So I want to know what you think. Once again, it is free. It has a very, very small footprint, literally 141 meg download. Download it, throw some footage onto the timeline, and then in the comment area below this video, put your thoughts. I want to know if you like it. If you don't like it, what do you like about it? What don't you like about it? I want to hear your thoughts about it. I'm going to put a link in the description as well as in the pinned comments. I don't have an affiliate with these people or anything. It's just a link over to their page so you can download it. Doesn't matter if it, once again, is for Mac or PC. I'll put a link down there so you just click on it and you can go download it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, throw this video a thumbs up. That would be very helpful. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you are subscribed, click this little button over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. Also, if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks as of yet, go check them out. They're 100% free. Go to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.